It is Friday afternoon. I actually left on time today from work. Normally, I just stay to get ready for the next week. I'm just gonna have to wing it next week a little bit, or do some planning on Sunday. Um, but I think for the most part, I think we're okay. We'll see, but we'll see. All right, so I left early because I wanted to beat some of this Atlanta traffic, because Atlanta seems to always have traffic, except for in the wee morning time. I wanted to pick up some takeout for my brother. I'm just trying to. Today is show day for the band. So Black Fox is playing a show tonight. And right when let me roll this window up. Right when we have sound check, this is the album. Right when we have sound check, that's when my brother normally takes his medication. And last week, I was playing a show in Riverdale, and I tried to see if he was going to do it by himself. He did not. And he ended up not taking his medication until I got back there at about 11 o'clock that night. Not necessarily an issue, but it's a break from the routine. But I guess the routine includes me being there. And that's what makes things kind of hard. My brother is disabled, and a part of his disability is him not having a long-term, or I don't want to say long-term, a short-term memory. I'm working on some things to help him. Like, he does have an alarm for when he goes to take his medication at a certain time, but the alarm right now is at is inside the apartment. So if he's not inside the apartment, oh my gosh, then he doesn't hear the alarm. Okay, so that's a problem. Since the time has changed, he there's more daylight out. So I think he was also worrying about daylight and time and stuff like that. So hi, I'm Nerd Queen. I'm a singer-songwriter and band member of Black Fox, and we're playing a show tonight. And I'm just telling y'all how I'm trying to get ready for this show. I'm literally on the road, leaving from getting some takeout for my brother. I normally don't do takeout a lot because, it's not healthy for him. But at this time, I'm also trying to lure him into the apartment so that he will take his medication on time, so that I can get to sound check on time. And right now, sound check is at 6 o'clock. Right now, it's like a quarter after 4. I still haven't gotten back to my house first. I kind of had to plan out, like, I have my teacher work bags and things like this here. I was trying to decide on if this morning or last night should I go ahead and take I have a weekender bag of things. Do I need to go ahead and bring it over this morning? I was like, yeah, that's too much stuff. So I've decided, since I'm not going to be doing any work tonight, obviously school work, teacher work, I am going to be performing. So I'm taking all my teacher work, taking it to my house now, going to get my weekender bag. Okay, I already have my instruments right here. They usually stay in the car. I need to double check to see if I have a music stand. I know I have one in my other bag with my other equipment. Sometimes I like to try to keep a music stand in the car too, vehicle. But I think last week when I performed in Riverdale, I went ahead and put everything back into that one big bag. It was just easier to do that. So I need to go and get the music stand, the new one, I like to try to every once in a while have newer equipment. I also need to tag my equipment too. Only because when you're in a band, this is not necessarily the band issue. It's like if you go to a venue and you bring your equipment, things like cables and things like that, if you don't remember packing them, or for some reason the sound person thinks those things belong to them, they take that stuff, and that can be expensive. Those are the little incidental things, right? So even a music stand, which really doesn't cost all that much, it's like, but still, you get used to knowing how to work your music stand, and you know it works. So I need to put some identification upon my music stand as well. So I'm just going to be dropping some things off, getting my weekender bag. I'm going to spend the next hour or so at my brother's apartment until 6 o'clock. Hope that he will be there so he can take his medicine. He takes his medicine, and then I am off to the venue. So that, you know, that's me explaining what I'm doing today, right now. So from band practice the other night, I got a little something there, but I think I'll be fine. Then there's the pollen. Again, I think I'll be okay. At the apartment, there is ginger tea, for which that usually clears it up. So maybe I'll have a cup of tea before I go to the venue. I'll probably also bring my essential oil, my mint essential oil, and those are the kind of things I rock with. I usually try to have when you get to the venue, sometimes they'll ask you like, hey, do you want a beverage? Most times they try to offer you beer, and I already saw that. And I was like, we don't drink beer in our band. Kind of thing. So I don't plan on having alcohol, but I am going to also take a ride share because I'm only bringing my percussions and my music book, because that's all I need. And I don't care to have to drive if I don't have to, and it's not that far away either. So on those occasions where I do get a chance to not have to drive, I plan not to drive. So I'll take a ride share. I would try the other step I would try to do, which I want to do, but again, because of my brother, I would try to plan the ride share. But unfortunately, because he doesn't always show up at 6 o'clock, I can't plan for the ride share to show up at a certain time until he takes his medication. So this is, the kind of thing I gotta do. I'll probably also work on warming up, looking over the music book again. I wore what I'm wearing tonight. Oh yeah, also do I need to undo my hair? See, that's the other thing. Last night I stayed up way too late trying to think I'm going to do my hair. And if you know, as a black woman, I'm like, I decided long ago, years ago, when I started performing in public spaces, I was like, I need to be able to go to work, do my job, leave work, go play a show if I need to, because yeah, that's how I kind of built up my like stamina, and built up how I became who I am as Nerd Queen. Like, I'll just say this is my piece of advice for anybody out there who is a performer. I'm already sweating. I have a full-on coat and it's 80 degrees. Yeah, I shouldn't, but this is my advice. There are plenty of reasons not to do something, easy excuses to avoid following your dream. In the time that I was building for myself my dream as Nerd Queen, I knew I would have to dig deep. That means, I recall a time, this is nothing, quite honestly, what I just described. This is nothing compared to I've worked a whole day of work, drove not to the show, but to a whole nother city over like and played a show overnight, drove back and went to work the next day. Sometimes you have to do that, okay? When the opportunity shows up. So, yes, I have done that before. As I am now older and have more opportunities, I can plan a little better and I won't say bargain, but negotiate. Yeah, negotiate a little bit more on what I want to do and what I don't want to do. You know? And now that we have Zoom, because even sometimes I'll say I've had to travel. Yeah, I had to travel for radio interviews. I've done at least 2 different ones now that I'm thinking about it. I went to Clemson for one and played, and then I did one in Athens. Okay, so I feel like as I dig deep and look for all the stuff, like I wish that there were more records of the stuff I've done. So yeah, so I've driven the Clemson once. I don't think that was overnight. I think, or no, it would have been too far, but definitely Athens I've done from Atlanta. But Clemson, I definitely traveled. And I think I stayed at a hotel because that was just at the edge of just too far. So there's that. So yeah. I'm yawning because I'm tired too. Probably need a little caffeine. So maybe I'll drink some ginger with green tea and I'll be fine. I don't know what time I'll go to bed. So I was talking to the kids this afternoon. They were being nosy because most kids are nosy anyway, and I was in the mood to talk. I was telling them I had something to do this afternoon, and they were like, "What time?" The question was, "What time do you go to bed on the weekends, Miss Arrington?" And I was like, "It depends." Last Friday, I went to bed as early as I could, and this Friday, I don't know when I'm going to bed. Because I have something to do. You know, it just depends. Alrighty, so I'm getting close to the house. And I don't want this food to fall. Okay. After this show, I have yet another show with another band that I'm on their recording. And that's the Yum Yum Tree. I am on their recording too. So I do stuff. And we're still doing rehearsals. This Sunday. So yeah, I'm busy. So tonight is a show. Tomorrow will be rest, run errands, and all that stuff. And then Sunday, I have another practice to go to for another show. And after that, I really do plan on recording and getting some important administration work done around Nerd Queen, because it's time. It really is. And I was kind of geeking out a little bit on, some things that I've done in the past, my songbook, looking at animation things. Like I do draw, so I was like, I wonder if there's a way for me to now animate more easily, because I'm not obviously a person that will sit and draw 1,000 sketches. I'll draw 1 or 2 sketches, might do like a comic type book, but I can't animate. But it would be nice if I could, just saying. So yeah, there's lots of things that I could be doing. That's the reason to work on the business end administration stuff. After, definitely, like, I should be doing it even in between after this show, because the next show is in April. But it's kind of back to back to back. In fact, actually, it's not this next weekend, but the weekend after next. So in 2 weeks, first couple of days in April. Yeah. So that's like a couple of weeks. All right. So I'm gonna let you go. Maybe I'll pop on again after sound check, do a short or something. I don't know. We'll see. But it would be wonderful if you join me at the show tonight. If not, I'll let you know how it went. Should be fun, fun, fun. CD release. It's here. Yay, CD release day. And if you're interested, we are already on the interweb. Sorry, it's number 4. It's the yellow one. We also have one called Embers. And then we have La Brea. I'm on all 3 of those. And then there's another one for which, before I joined the band, I believe it's Black Box, just Black Box. So Black Box, La Brea, Embers, and number 4. Okay, that's the discography. All right, let me roll up into here. Oh my goodness. And then, since I am also showing off CDs, this is my debut CD that I'm trying to pull out of this thing right here. Oh, yeah. If you're interested, this is the fish one. And then there's the bird one. I also have a live one where you would find it on Bandcamp. Okay. With that, I'll say take care. Have a good one. Bye. And subscribe.